Hi, third grade, and welcome to our third week of science. We're going to be in chapter 5, exploring the plant world. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Do you like to climb trees? Do you like to run through the grass on a warm spring day? Do you enjoy picking colorful flowers? Trees, flowers, and grasses all belong to the plant world. After God divided the seas from the dry land, He created the colorful and unique plants that cover our earth. Can you imagine how beautiful God's creation looked at the end of the third day? Did you know Earth is the only planet where plants grow? The more we learn about our planet, the more we can see it was designed for life, after its kind. Life can only come from life. God put plant life on earth with his word. He also planned a way for the earth to refill or replenish itself so that there would always be plants. Plants are able to reproduce or make more of their kind because of God's wise design. Why is it so important that plants reproduce after their kind? All living things depend on plants. Without plants, you could not live. Without plants, there would be no life at all. Did you know that plants are responsible for all food? Name some of your favorite fruits and vegetables. They come from plants. What about the bacon and eggs you had for breakfast? They are not plants, but without plants, there would be no bacon and eggs. Bacon comes from pigs. Pigs eat plants to help them grow. Eggs come from chickens. Chickens eat grain and insects. The grain is a plant. Insects eat plants. Every animal depends on plants for food in some way. Even if an animal is a meat eater, the animals it hunts probably depend on plants for food. Without plants, there would be no people. We depend on plants to live. Besides needing plants for food, how do we depend on plants for life in other ways? Let's do a quick comprehension check. Number 1, on which day of creation did God create plants? The third day. Number 2, what word means to make more of its kind? That is reproduce. Number 3, what is the only planet where plants grow? That's Earth. Number 4, upon what do all living things depend? And that's plants. Let's move over to seeds. Seeds are a part of God's plan for replenishing the earth with plants. A plant seed contains all the information it needs to become a grown plant. A bean seed will grow into a bean plant. It could never grow into a strawberry plant. God designed seeds to reproduce after their kind. Most green plants begin as a seed. Let's study the life of a flowering plant. All flowering plants have seeds. Every seed has 3 parts: the seed coat, the baby plant, and stored food for the baby plant. Each part of the seed is important. Here's the seed right here. You can see the seed coat, which is the brown that you see. The stored food is this white part right here, and then the baby plant is this tiny little sprout starting to come out. How does a seed sprout? A seed is dormant. That means that through their life, a seed is dormant. That means that though their life is ready to grow inside of it, it is still resting. The seed will rest until it has just the right conditions to sprout. To sprout, a seed needs water, the right temperature, and air. The seed coat is like a shell that protects the baby plant from drying out or getting crushed. The seed coat is so strong and protective that it needs water or moisture to soften it. If the seed coat is soft, the baby plant can begin to sprout. Its tiny root grows downward in search of water and minerals from the soil, when the baby plant's tiny shoot grows upward in search of sunlight. God has designed the baby plant to always grow in this way as it sprouts. In order for the baby plant to keep on growing, the soil must stay moist or the baby plant will dry out and die. The right temperature is important too. If it's too cold, the baby plant will freeze. Plants also need air to grow. If the ground is packed so tightly that air cannot enter the soil, the baby plant will not survive. Until the baby plant breaks through the soil, it depends on its stored food. When the baby plant breaks through and develops leaves, it will make its own food. Let's jump over here and let's do a quick comprehension check. Things to remember, we have parts of the seed. We've got the seed coat, the baby plant inside, and the stored food. Comprehension check. Matching. Number 1, all flowering plants have these B seeds. Number 2, protect the baby plant from getting crushed or drying out. That would be seed coat. And number 3, needed for a seed to sprout and grow. That is C. You need water, the right temperature, and air. Now, true or false? 4, a dormant seed means that it is dead. That is false. It just means it's resting. Number 5, a seed needs moisture so that it can soften. That is true. Number 6, a baby plant shoots grow downward. That is false. The shoots is the stem, and the stems have the leaves. They want to grow upward. It's the roots that grow downwards. Number 7, after a baby plant breaks through the soil, it does not need its stored food anymore. That is true. Plant structures. God created plants to have special structures or parts. The roots, stems, leaves, and flowers have certain jobs. While each part has a unique design and purpose, all these parts work together as one plant. Let's start with the roots. A plant's roots are designed to grow downward. No matter how you plant a seed, whether it begins pointing downward or not, its roots will always grow down. One of the root's job is to absorb water and minerals from the soil. As the plant above continues to grow upward, the roots continue to grow. As the roots grow downward, they spread out to become larger. If you look carefully at some roots, you will see tiny root hairs. They are the root's mouth. Root hairs absorb water and minerals from the soil and send them through the stem to all parts of the plants. The roots also hold the plant in the ground. Do you remember how root systems can prevent soil erosions? Roots help the soil as they are helping the plants. Now let's move over to stems. The stem's job is to carry water and minerals from the roots upward through its straw-like tubes. You can easily see these tubes in the stems of a celery stalk. A stem also holds the plant up so that way it will not fall over. After the plant makes its own food, the stem has one more job to do. The stem takes food down to its roots for storage. Some plants have tall stems. Did you know that a tree's trunk and branches are part of the tree's stem? Some plants have short stems. A cabbage plant has such a short stem that we hardly even notice it. Some stems of plants are hidden from us. Did you know that a white potato is really an underground stem? Some stems are soft, like a clover stem. Some stems are rough, such as the woody stem of trees, vines, and shrubs. A quick comprehension check. Number 1, what are the roots' jobs? They are to absorb water and minerals from the soil for the plant and to also hold the plant in the ground and to prevent soil erosion. Number 2, what is the root's mouth? Those are those tiny root hairs we can see. Number 3, what are the stem's jobs? They are to carry water and minerals up to the plant. They are to hold the plant up, and they're to carry food down for the roots to store. Now let's jump over to leaves. Do you remember the tiny shoot that the baby plant started out as? It pushed through the soil and into the sunlight. It now has leaves attached to a stem. This means that instead of depending on its stored food, it can now make its own food. A leaf's job is to make food for the plant. How do plants make their own food? Chlorophyll is the green material in plants. A green plant uses chlorophyll, sunlight energy, carbon dioxide, and water to make its own food. So one more time. A green plant uses chlorophyll, sunlight energy, carbon dioxide, and water to make its own food. Water and minerals travel from the roots through the stem and throughout the leaf's veins. So water and minerals travel from the root through the stem and throughout the leaf's veins. Leaves then take carbon dioxide from the air. With the help of sunlight energy and chlorophyll, the leaf will make sugar for food. This food making process is called photosynthesis. So one more time, super quick. You've got the water and the minerals, they go through the root. The leaves then go ahead and take in carbon dioxide, and with the help of the sun energy and the chlorophyll, which is the green part of the leaf, it's able to make its food, which is sugar. And this whole entire process is called photosynthesis. How do plants use and help out air? People and animals give off carbon dioxide when they breathe. Plants use this carbon dioxide from the air. We breathe out carbon dioxide because our bodies do not need it, but plants need this gas to live. As plants use carbon dioxide, they give off oxygen. When God designed plants to replenish themselves, He was making sure we would always have oxygen to breathe. Now, another quick comprehension check. Number 1, the leaf's job is to make food for the plant. Number 2, sunlight is the energy that helps the plant make food. Number 3, chlorophyll is the green material in plants needed to make food. And number 4, a plant needs chlorophyll, sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water to make its food. And right there, that wraps us up for our chapter. Thank you guys.